Welcome back, Streets of Rage 4 gamers, and in part 6 of the Rocket Rabbit Commentaries playthrough, using the alternate music tracks in the background while we select our characters, we are selecting some of our more jumping, agile characters in order to take on Stage 7, but first, we have plot.
You're working with the Y Syndicate now.
Those fools? No, I'm too cool for them. Plot.
Ultrasonic mind control. Ooh.
Those speakers in the sewers! I thought that they were just background effects. No, they were not just background effects. They were priming you for this realization the entire time. They're going to control your brains and your balls.
Did they really need to build the building as a giant Y symbol?
Well, of course, because it's the equivalent of a middle finger that it took them this long to figure out that that's where they were hiding the whole time.
Wait, Axel and Shiva are brothers?
Maybe? No, I mean, they're kind of like, they're like colleagues in the school of kicking butt. And in the SkyTrain level, we got a new gimmick we got to tell you all about. Watch out for that warning signal. That means it's time to jump.
Now, okay, at least your enemies can actually still get hit by the stage obstacles.
Yes, enemies can get hit by stage obstacles, but they can't hit each other. Just like we have a team friendly fire that we can turn on and off, a lot of times these guys also will have a friendly fire that is usually off, unless of course you're playing as Diva. You're playing against Diva because Diva has the tendency to cause area of effect damage to her teammates. And then on the subject of friendly fire damage, yes, the cops and the bad guys the cops and robbers will keep, fighting each other.
Well, they're not really friendly fire. They're opposing factions.
I mean, they're both here to beat you up. That is their prime objective, but then they get confused. Maybe in the interest of pretending to be police officers, if they say, "Oh, fuck, I got a part to play now." Okay, get over here. Poof. Come on, 85 hit combo. Come on, keep it alive. Barney. Fuck you, Barney. 89 hits, dead sexy. Yes.
So Blaze has actually incorporated a lot of key manipulation into her fighting style now.
Modern Blaze is an amazing character to play as. Because they use the walls on the edge of the arena as part of the arena, instead of just being a thing that will allow enemies to fly off screen, at which point you have to wait for them to get back on screen to deal damage to them. Blaze is able to lock enemies up like a motherfucker and get some really high combos with lots of hits and lots of damage that they can't escape from because you can juggle them as long as they don't hit the ground. Estel, we already fought you.
Yeah, but now she has grenades.
On the streets of rage, on the streets of rage, on the streets of rage. And now that it's boss time, the SkyTrain has quit it with the stupid "you gotta jump on time or you'll get hit." Which is nice, because I think that the boss, it should stand on its own terms, that the boss should be tough enough. On the subject of toughness, backup requested means that, oh no, now the boss 2 is fighting alongside the boss 4.
So between Cherry and Blaze, who do you prefer to play as?
Well, that's Michael playing as Cherry. He loves playing as Cherry, and I think Cherry she's pretty good. That guitar of hers has a wide range, wide reach, I should say, and she's pretty fast. So it's really, I think it's a matter of personal preference. Just like I got used to playing as Blaze, because she can. Like you saw right there. Enemy goes down, dash attack into a defensive special, allows for massive damage, yes. In combination with other attacks, these fools are going down. Not to mention that because the Commissioner is just a mini-boss here, he does not upgrade his attacks. Poof. Alright, Commissioner's down, Estel's down. We're tuning these fools up.
Nice pose, Blaze.
Yeah. That's 2 down bad guys. In 3 minutes and 39 seconds. It's actually a very good time bonus.
Awesome.
But it wasn't good enough to get the S rank. Better try again. Now it's time for plot. After we change our characters. So you definitely don't want to play as the classic characters on Skytrain, because Skytrain, you can get your shit fucked up pretty good if you're not paying attention to the level gimmick. Let's try playing as Shiva. Shiva's pretty cool, as we will see momentarily.
Oh, don't do Shiva in Skate. Shiva in Skate sounds like a terrible combo.
I think it might be Shiva in Skate. I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Dr. Zen. Man with
No.
a plan. Well, we can't both play as Shiva is the thing, because then we won't be able to tell each other apart.
They could fix that just by having alternate costumes.
Because alternate costumes wasn't a thing in the classic games. You can only ever play as just one character per player. What you're saying is that my boss is this douchebag?
Yes, Estelle.
Fire the rocket.
Sir, the train is currently moving.
Hold your fire! Machine. Okay, now we learned the depths of depravity to which the White Twins will go to in order to maintain control of the city, is they just murdered people. Here's the wreckage, but there are no bodies because this is still an E10 game. Now on the way to the Y Tower, it just so happens that we have landed in exactly the place that will provide the secret entrance to the Y headquarters.
All right, so Shiva's got a dash special.
So that's the
And the fact and his crescent moon axe kick actually drags enemies with him. That is nice.
Shiva does an amazing amount of damage per. He does great damage per hit. Is one thing. His combos allow for multi-hit strikes, which is good when coupled with high damage per hit. He's not invincible, but he is really fast. The idea with Shiva is overwhelm your opponent with first strike, open them up to more attacks. You especially want to use Shiva's dash attack in order to take on this new enemy type right here, the Victorias, who are, if you actually look in the developer's notes and drawings, she is listed as literally as a support character.
Which is interesting because she's so far been significantly more dangerous than her allies that she's supposed to be supporting.
They have a variety of chemicals that they would love for you to know all about. We have just met Pyro, now we meet Acid. And with matching green jackets, these ladies are snazzy.
I wouldn't say snazzy for Elizabeth, honestly. I think the green is a bit too obnoxious on the jacket.
Well, it's to remind you that she's the acid thrower.
Well, sure, but can't she actually have a darker green or a more subdued green? Having her green be that bright is just unpleasant.
Well, I also like to think that because of the red jacket that she's wearing underneath, that they want to motivate you to get rid of her as quickly as possible, saying, "Ugh, I can't see red and green at the same time. One of them must die."
Hi, Margaret. And the Margarets just have normal grenades.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and this is the third variety. These ladies throw explosives. Sometimes the grenade is a dud. In the event that it is a dud, you can pick it up and use it as your own item, in which case it becomes your grenade, which cannot hurt your teammate as long as friendly fire is off.
Unfortunately, Zan can't actually use the grenade as a melee weapon.
Yep, because Zan turns every item in the game into Dr. Zan trademark throwing weapon.
But he just threw the grenade.
He did. You know what else was happening is he just got knocked over because of stupid. Because these particular characters are on the annoying side that if they're holding an item and you start hitting them, they drop the item and the item goes live. What you want to do is zero in on these Margarets and Victorias as soon as humanly possible so that they don't respawn items and they don't provide support for the other characters on screen. That is a piece of art. It is vomiting bullets.
Also, its eyes are in the wrong spot.
It's art. Just figure that. Art. Surrealism. Oh yeah, and Shiva also has some really cool sound bites attached, which are, you know, and they, of course, they do the Sega Genesis treatment.
Well, he was in a Genesis game, so they kind of have to.
That is a bystander who is cowering in fear. One of the few instances in any Streets of Rage game where you see human characters on the screen who are not enemies. Okay.
That's rather suggestive, guys. Are you sure you want to approve that as the final design?
I think we were supposed to bring the taser from an earlier room because the taser is definitely not in here. And which design are you talking about, Mr. Gouda?
Shipping to Paris.
So?
You don't see the butt plug there.
The butt plug?
Oh, okay then.
I mean, for God's sakes, it's massive. How big is the butthole?
So why are we standing in here?
I think we're trying to figure out how to distribute the goods. We got a donut. We got some money bags on. It's not that we need the extra lives. In normal mode, you don't need extra lives. The difficulty is just one parameter you could set in order to determine the difficulty of the game. You can also have your score cut in half, cut into thirds, cut into quarters, cut into fifths, depending on how many extra lives you want to enter the game with. But you'd set the number of extra lives you have without affecting the difficulty of the game, how much health the enemies have and how much health they deal, and also how high the AI difficulty is. Now, on the subject of the AI, let's talk about the 8th boss. It is another diva encounter, but instead of just one diva, there is 2 of them, and they both have different than electrical properties. Fire, acid, and douchebaggery.
I'm not yet seen them actually incorporate any amount of douchebaggery yet.
Wow, that looked pretty douchey right there. Like, what the hell was even the point of that? What was the point of that?
I think they're applying their elemental affinity to their normal attacks now. Oh no, they're getting super armor. That's what they're getting.
Oh my god, flamethrower. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now, as a matter of protocol, you should try to take out the acid user as quickly as possible because she's not as strong. And because this is a 2-on-2 fight, you want to isolate the problem by taking out as many combatants as possible. But damn it, she has anti-stagger.
No, it's super armor.
No, she can still take damage, it's just you can't stagger her.
Yeah, super armor.
But armor implies defense.
You're not familiar with what super armor does in fighting games, are you?
No.
Super armor makes it so that you have the ability to attack without being interrupted. That is what super armor in fighting games refers to. Shao Kahn specifically has a bunch of super armor in MK11.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, because Shao Kahn is a But, okay, is super armor just a thing that AI can have, or can players have it too?
There are certain attacks in MK11 that give other characters super armor.
I see.